I were often referred to as the herd by our family. There were 11 of us, and we could easily clear the dinner table at family holidays within 10 minutes. Every once in a while, our grandpa would gather whoever was around that day, and we would head down to McDuffie's restaurant, where we would all eat and fight and talk and laugh. My grandpa, Emil Poprod, was a kind, proud, and very generous man. He would always order things like the special order of this and that, or the limited availability of this item. Every once in a while, he'd give this grandchild or that grandchild a little necklace or a little ring or maybe this pocket knife. If anyone was going on a trip, we'd be able to buy the most expensive can of Coke there was. I can still hear him say, "Here, kid, go buy yourself a can of Coke and have fun." It was usually a $10 or $20 bill, more than enough for a few cans of Coke. When we were little, my cousins and I would play in the basement. My sister once told her first grade teacher that, at Grandpa's house, we would sit at the bar with the naked lady, drink cocktails, and play in the slot machine. Her teacher had to call home, but she really wasn't lying, and that's what we always did there. He would always have money for us to play on his slot machine that he had, and he'd always have cherry juice and 7-Up for kitty cocktails. And there was a painting of a naked lady at the bar. I remember that my parents used to think that they were making me mow my grandparents' lawn for them. Every time I went, I would go to get on the riding lawnmower, and Grandpa would always re-explain to me that the mowing deck couldn't go below a certain level, and then he'd show me the proper way to mow. This happened every time, no matter how many times I had mowed the yard before. At the end of the mowing experience, I would go back inside and get a pot from the basement and then go back upstairs to let him know that I had finished the yard. He'd always give me money and say, "Keep this between us. They don't need to know." A couple of us were talking one day, and it was brought up that Grandpa was like godfather of the mob. He always knew where to go for something, or knew this person, or knew that person. If we needed something done and no one else knew where to start, Grandpa would get it done. He took my sister and my cousin shopping one day for Christmas, and he just sat there telling the sales lady what they were looking for and what they needed, and it got done. Grandpa always had a few sayings for us kids. These included, "Go out and play in the road." "Put your picture in the barn, it'll scare the rats away." But probably the most heard was, "Thanks, kid, I'll dance at your wedding." None of us ever got that chance for Grandpa to dance at our wedding, but when the time comes, we all know that he will be there in spirit.